Good morning, good afternoon, hello, hello, hello. Yes, it's Michael E. Gerber speaking to you again from Carlsbad, California, the land that God created just for you and just for me. I'm going to share some stuff with you today. I'm going to answer some questions, but primarily I'm going to provoke you. And if I succeed at provoking you, something absolutely seemingly magical will occur in your life. Now, why do I say that, and how can I say that with such conviction? It's because that's what I've been doing all my life. That's in fact what has happened in my life. That I've discovered in my life the transformation of reality by broaching the subject of reality in a different way than what I've seen most people seem to do. I guess that's why Inc. magazine calls me the world's #1 small business guru. I guess that's why the Wall Street Journal has told me that my book, just one, The E-Myth Revisited, Why Most Small Businesses Don't Work and What to Do About It, has become the #1 most influential book in the world on the subject that it covers. Now, I tell you that simply because you may not know that. And if you don't know that, then the way in which you interpret what I'm saying to you here won't truly take advantage of it. And so it's very important to me, given that I've reached this splendid age of 81, that you do hear exactly what I'm saying to you, exactly the reason I'm saying it to you. I'm writing a new book. My expectation is it will be done in 90 days. I'm well into it. It's called Making It on Your Own in America, or wherever you happen to live. A journey toward radical self-employment. Now, what in the world am I talking about when I speak about radical self-employment? Well, stay with me here. I'm going to read briefly a very brief prologue that I've written to Making It on Your Own, wherever you happen to be, whoever you are, and whatever you're listening to me for. Bear with me. It starts out, this prologue of mine, you may be a millennial, a biennial, or a super swatch Indian. I don't care. Who you are, or what you are, or why you do it doesn't matter to me. In fact, neither should it matter to you. Because no matter what everyone tells you to the contrary, it doesn't matter. In fact, if you pay too much attention to it, it'll prevent you from doing what you're really here to do. Create. And that's because you and I and every human being on the planet was born to create. We all were. Because what it takes to be fully human is what I call a blank piece of paper and beginner's mind. And that's why I'm about to show you how to create. Not what to create, no, but whatever you choose to create. But I caution you, what I'm about to share with you here is radical. So must you be. Not a radical, mind you, just radical. Which means off the freaking wall. So we're here to go off the freaking wall. We're here to invent a new world. We're here to approach the questions at hand about who am I and what am I here to do and how am I going to go about doing it And how can I institutionalize the outcome of it so that I can touch millions upon millions upon millions of people? I'm suggesting that there's no secret in that. I'm suggesting, in fact, we have learned exactly how to do that. And that's what we're bringing to you. I call it Radical You. I call it the most extreme breakthrough on the planet. And it's a breakthrough because it's a system. And it's a system because everything is. And until you understand that everything is a system, even creating is a system, even evolution is a system, even whatever you might have in your mind must become a system if in fact you're ever going to scale it beyond the ordinary. If your intention is to truly go from a company of one, an economy of one, where you live right now and where you have been living, every single one of you, if your intention is to grow your company of one to a company of 1,000, meaning to truly grow beyond your own personal technical capability, then, and this is the big then, something extraordinary will occur. It's the only reason we're here, to inspire something extraordinary to occur. That's the only reason we're alive, to inspire something extraordinary to occur, to rise intentionally above the ordinary. And I'm suggesting that every single human being I've ever met resists that possibility of rising above the ordinary because they believe only extraordinary people have the wit and the will to do it. You've been lied to, folks. You've been lied to. Ordinary is the way we limit ourselves by beliefs, attitudes, opinions, habits that effectively constrain our passion for discovering what create does mean. To create is a living, intuitional process that every single one of you can learn. And to the degree you say, I don't want to, is the degree to which I can absolutely promise you, you won't. So what replaces then that brilliant, absolutely passionate determination to create, to compose, to do those things you've never done before? What's replacing that is the habits that have intruded themselves upon your lives. And those habits have become beliefs. And those beliefs have become the self-limiting, controlling factors of most everybody's life. Why do you think there's so many people angry on the street? Because that anger is what in fact has replaced that passion. That anger is what has been replacing that passion to create. That anger is what everybody ends up feeling as though they have kept me from doing it. They have kept me from being who I am positively here to become. They haven't done anything. You have. So hear me. The 5 essential skills of an independent-minded human being. The 5 essential skills of an independent-minded human being. And the only thing an independent-minded human being pursues is the question, who am I? And how do I discover the Creator within? 5 essential skills. The first skill is concentration. The second skill is discrimination. The third skill is organization. The fifth skill is innovation. And the sixth skill is communication. You can read all about that in any one of the books of mine I've written over these past 40 years, engaged in this process of stimulating and inspiring and teaching and training and coaching and mentoring the many, many tens of thousands of people we have done this with. But now, here in my 81st year, my commitment is to do it with millions of you. To do it in Radical You. To do it in the only entrepreneurial development school ever created, where I'm going to take you step by step by step through the eightfold path. The eightfold path that is the living tree of design, of creation, of imagination, of innovation, of inspiration. Every single one of you are now going to become students in Radical You. At least that's my wish. And it's my wish because everybody always has told me, yes, but Michael, it's too hard to do. Yes, but Michael, I don't really want to grow like that. Yes, but Michael, I can't afford to do it. Yes, Michael, I don't have the time to do it. All of the reasons everybody always gives for avoiding the most important question on the planet. And the most important question on the planet, ladies and gentlemen, is who am I? Who am I really? And if it's been said, and it has been said, we're born in the image of God, then I say to you, we're born to create. To create what? A new world fit for God. A new world, unlike anything anyone has ever told us or taught us or expressed to us before. And so welcome to the new world. Join me. Join me in Radical You. Join me in the opportunity to discover your dream, your vision, your purpose, and your mission. Your dream is the great result you're intending to produce in this, your life. Your vision is the form your company will take in order to produce that great result. Your purpose is the profound impact you intend to have on the millions of people you intend to touch. And your mission is to invent the system at the heart of all that will make it possible for you to explode with growth from a company of 1 to a company of 1,000, and to realize that that is the calling for each and every one of us. Look at the folks next door. Look at the folks to your right. Look at the folks to your left. Look at the folks up front. Look at the folks behind you. Look at everybody doing it. Busy, 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 busy. All of them struggling simply to make a living. Think about how many people you know are simply struggling to make a living, or even those folks who have discovered how to make a great living in a job somebody else gave them, or even those who have created their own small business but are absolutely refusing to have that small business grow into a big, large, expressively purposeful company. Think about how many people are limiting themselves, holding on to what they believe is true, when in fact I can prove to you, while it's true, it's the wrong side of the coin. So you've sent me questions, and I'm going to respond to your questions. I'm going to ask that each and every one of you write this down. This is the link to our new dreaming room. And the new dreaming room is the platform that you're going to utilize in order to grow your new company. So I've said this to you before in these meetings, that we have a two-co strategy. Capital T-W-O, capital C-O strategy. Two-co is old co and new co. I've said to you that nobody on the planet can truly transform the state of old co until they discover new co. The job isn't to fix a broken business. You can't do that. Despite what everybody tells you, despite what everybody sells you, you cannot fix a broken business. In order to fix a broken business, you'd have to completely change the mind of the person who's created it. And you cannot change the mind of the person who's created it until you take that mind and put it into a different space. That different space is new co. So it's a simultaneous equation. Going to work on old co for the purpose of sustainability. Going to work on new co for the purpose of growth. Don't tell me you don't want to grow. Everybody wants to grow. Nobody really thinks they can because it's so hard to grow. But you understand, it's not hard to grow when you do it one step at a time. So I'm going to teach you how to grow one step at a time through what I've come to call the eightfold path. And the eightfold path you can discover in my new E-Myth book called Beyond the E-Myth, The Evolution of an Enterprise from a Company of One to a Company of 1,000. That book came out in December. It's a huge bestseller, but that's not the reason I'm asking you to read it. I'm asking you to read it because it's going to change your mind. It's going to demonstrate to you that there is an eightfold path to creating a new company. And that, in fact, creating a new company is your business, not fixing the company you've got. Fixing the company you've got is impossible until I can completely transform the way you think about your company, about work, about business, about marketing, about management, about leadership, about all of those things that everybody is talking about, but in fact hasn't systemically provided a methodology through which you can actually experience the transformation within yourself. That's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do it at Radical You. But first, I want to invite you to join me in the first 4 steps of the eightfold path. And the first 4 steps are your dream, your vision, your purpose, and your mission. And you discover that in the dreaming room, online with yours truly. And I'm going to walk you through that process. 7 weeks. I'm going to spend 7 weeks personally with you all to inspire the entrepreneur within you to dream about NewCo, to create a vision for NewCo, to create a purpose for NewCo, and to create your mission for NewCo. So write this down because it will take you to the landing page for the November 14th Dreaming Room. That's the launch date. It's Michael E. Gerber Companies. You got that? Michael E. Gerber Companies. Just write that down. It's my full name, Michael E. Gerber Companies.com/web, W-E-B, /the, T-H-E, dash, dreaming, dash, room. You got that? Michael E. Gerber Companies.com/web, /the, T-H-E, dash, dreaming, D-R-E-A-M-I-N-G, dash, room, /. Please write that down. And if any of you have difficulty finding that, email me at Michael, Michael, at michaelegerber.com. Email me directly, and I'll send you to the right place. It's absolutely critical that you go to the right place. So in fact, you can take advantage of my online personal delivery over 7 consecutive weeks of the Dreaming Room that has transformed the lives of hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of would-be entrepreneurs to take them on a new path. I'm determined to take you on a new path. And when you're done with the Dreaming Room, when you've gone through the Dreaming Room, when you've discovered your dream, your vision, your purpose, and your mission, then I'm going to invite you to join me in Radical You. Now hear this, Radical You. And Radical You, ladies and gentlemen, is only $39.95 a month. If you look at the annual tuition for the only university on the planet that in fact takes individuals, students, through the process of awakening the entrepreneur within and applying that entrepreneurial talent, skill, passion, determination to the creation of a company of one and to grow it to a company of 1,000, I'm going to teach you how to do that for only $39.95 a month. Join me in school. Join me in school. Join me in school. And if you didn't get that, you will once you complete the Dreaming Room. So I'm going to say it one more time, michaelegerber.com/web/the-dreaming-room/. Go there. Now let me answer questions that folks asked me last week. Michael, I hope this question finds you well. Well, it does, Joseph. In the ever-changing market, we have found ourselves in a unique predicament. Our industry, unlike some others, changes rapidly. This makes it difficult to keep up with systems that work, as what works is always changing. The inconsistency has made it difficult to stay up to date on the latest trends. How do I stay knowledgeable and relevant in this changing market? Well, somebody said it earlier, Joseph. Somebody reflected upon my work and called it evergreen. Now, don't you think it's remarkable that I am working over the past 40 years, starting in 1977, to teach every single small business owner on the planet, no matter what country they live in, no matter what market they may be serving, no matter what their product or service might be, and providing them with identically the same, staggeringly effective system to grow their company worldwide. And it works. And so I'm suggesting to you, Joseph, that the reason you find it difficult in the industry that you're in, as you put it, is because of the way you're approaching it. And so I'm going to suggest to you, Joseph, very, very clearly, join me in the Dreaming Room. Join me on November 14th and stay with me for 7 consecutive weeks. It starts at 4 p.m. California time, and I'll blow your mind. And I'm committed to. And within that process, you'll discover the answer to the question you've just asked me. John in Fort Worth, Texas. Michael, how important do you think culture is to a business environment? Is this important for a successful company? John, every company, every life lives within a culture. That culture is created by the point of view you bring to bear on the design, build, launch, and growth of your company. That culture is either attractive to people who join you or the opposite. that culture is either predictably moving or exactly the opposite. That culture is either intuitionally inspirational or exactly the opposite. And that culture arises, John or Joseph, or any of you who are listening to me right now, arises within you. You are the creator of your culture. It isn't. You are the creator of your culture, which means concentration, discrimination, organization, innovation are components of the mindset of an independent-minded human being. A dream, a vision, a purpose, a mission. Culture is formulated as you go through that process. Until and unless you go through that process, John, your culture will become an accident produced by circumstances and conditions that arise around you, as opposed to commitments that arise within you. Every one of you, hear what I'm saying to John. Hear what I'm saying to Joseph. Frank in New York. How does a hard-working entrepreneur stay motivated to keep up with the daily grind? I'm tired, but always looking to succeed. Hear me, Frank. I understand looking to succeed. We all wish to succeed. The problem is how we go about it. So how do you rise above the grind? You elect to. And that's what I was speaking to Joseph and to John about. You elect to rise above it, Frank. Join me in the dreaming room. You will immediately rise above it in the dreaming room, because there's no room for doing it as we begin to go to work on our life while still working in our life to invent an enterprise beyond anything we can possibly imagine right now. Isn't that wonderful? That in fact, not only can I answer your questions, can I deal with your concerns and your frustrations, but I can absolutely guarantee it. If, of course, you've got the will. Because I say, with the will, we have the way. I know we have the way because we've applied it tens upon tens upon tens of thousands of times. Now we're going to apply it with every single one of you at less by far than the cost of a minimum wage kid. Hello, Michael, coming to you from New Jersey. I wanted to know your experience with employee retention and keeping employees happy. Do you have experience with many employees leaving? Many are seemingly happy during their time with me, but turnover rate is quick, and I'm looking to keep my team in place longer so I'm able to expand, not rehire and remain the same. Any thoughts on this would be greatly appreciated. I'm a big fan of your work, and I'm always looking to learn more. Paul, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Paul, hear me. I just answered your question. I just answered it directly. The folks I just spoke to have identically the same question as you. The good news is I not only have the answer, but I have the way. So what I'm asking you is very simple, Paul. If you have the will to achieve something far beyond what you've ever been achieved, anything you've ever achieved to this point in time, we have the way. Literally, the way to do it. You know how they say, where there's the will, there's the way. Where there's the will, there's the way. Welcome to Radical You. Welcome to the dreaming room. Welcome to the transformation of your world and a company of one to become a company of 1,000. Welcome to what seems to be impossible to most people struggling with the same problems every single one of you are expressing. Ivan in Danville, Virginia. Michael, as I grow older in age, oh my goodness, Ivan, I'm finding it difficult to connect with the younger, more tech-savvy generation. Your message and teachings are so evergreen in that they're always relevant and connect to all ages. How do you recommend I duplicate this in my business efforts? How does one create a legacy that is forever needed by an audience in exactly the same way that I have? In exactly the same way as I have, Ivan. In exactly the same way as I have. I had a dream, I had a vision, I had a purpose, I had a mission. My dream was to transform the state of small business worldwide. My vision was to invent the McDonald's of small business consulting. My purpose is that every small business owner who truly believes in our point of view and is ready to learn how to apply it will become as successful as a McDonald's franchisee, and if they're truly ambitious, as McDonald's itself. And we had a mission to invent the business development system that we could deliver to every single small business on the planet in the hands of a relative novice at less than the cost of a minimum wage employee. Are you kidding me? That's what's driven me since 1977, and I'm driven by it. And that's why we've created Radical You, so that nobody can say to me, yes, but, any longer. Nobody can say to me, yes, but, any longer. Nobody has an excuse any longer. Nobody, but nobody can deny the reality of Radical You, because it works. It's as simple as that. And because everybody on the planet can afford it. Join me. Join me in the dreaming room first. It's a $1,995 investment for a $10,000 program. A $1,995 investment for a $10,000 program that I'm personally committed to leading. And why am I personally committed to leading it? Because it will be turnkey when it's done. And when I'm gone, it will be led forever. A legacy with millions upon millions upon millions of students in every country on the planet, awakening the entrepreneur within everyone. That's my dream, that's my vision, that's my purpose, that's my mission. Now let me help you develop yours. Kevin from Australia, what's the biggest myth an entrepreneur like me should be wary of in the business world? The biggest myth is what everybody's telling you, Kevin. Everybody, but everybody's telling you. What they're telling you is the biggest myth of all. First of all, it's about a brand. You're not a brand, Kevin. I'm not a brand. It's a brand. What is it? It's what we're going to set out to create. To do what? To transform the state of small business worldwide. How? To invent the McDonald's of small business consulting. Why? So that every small business owner can be as successful as a McDonald's franchisee. How? By inventing a business development system, a universal system that every single one of you can apply, no matter what product you sell, no matter what service you sell, no matter what business you're in. And there's an 8-fold path to, in fact, realize that. The first is the dream, the second is the vision, the third is the purpose, the fourth is the mission, the fifth is the job, the sixth is the practice, the seventh is the business, and the eighth is the enterprise. You can read it in Beyond the E-Myth. Read it. Buy the course. The course is only $295. It's a video course of me walking you through the 8-fold path. You can buy the course. And you can do exactly what I'm telling you. Beth in Denver, do you have any tips for keeping your eye on your mission and vision? I know my purpose, feel myself separating from original plan I thought I was on. Beth, yes, join me in the dreaming room. You understand the reason you find yourself separating from what you thought you were going to do is because you haven't made it central to what you're going to do and who you are. Infusionsoft, great company, joined me in the dreaming room almost, 10 years ago. And when the boys, the founders of Infusionsoft, came to the dreaming room and said, "What is this dream stuff, Gerber?" And I said, "Oh, just shut up and go through it." It was only 2.5 days, an intense experience in a hotel. And I stood there all day for 2.5 days and took them through a process. Infusionsoft says today, "Michael, the dreaming room is one of the 3 most important things we ever did to grow our company from what it was, chump change then, to over 100 million in revenue today. Our dream, our vision, our purpose, and our mission." And they took their dream, vision, purpose, and mission and put it on the walls of Infusionsoft. So every morning their people got up when they came to work and they said, "We have a dream," and they said what it is. "We have a vision," and they said what it is. "We have a purpose," and they said what it is. "We have a mission," and they said what it is. You understand, Beth? They couldn't forget it. They lived it. They did it. They produced it. They were inspired by it. Join me in the dreaming room, Beth. Join me in the dreaming room. What would you say is the biggest takeaway people have received from attending your dreaming room? It sounds like an amazing opportunity. Matt in Modesto, you've already heard. What is the biggest takeaway? The transformation of a mind is the biggest takeaway. The transformation of the mind of a founder is the biggest takeaway. To suddenly awaken the entrepreneur within in a way you have never been told to before. That's the most important takeaway, Matt in Modesto. Guys, I love you all. I seriously love you all. I love the path we're all on. I simply want to circumscribe that path by creating an 8-fold relationship with each and every one of you. My intention is over the next 2 years to have 10 million students. I call them the 10 million. Worldwide, in every language known to man, at Radical U, at $39.95 a month, at Radical U forever, to create a scalable company. That's what you're setting out to do, to create a scalable company, which then amounts to a saleable company. Do you realize that only a small, imperceptible fraction of people who own a small business ever get to sell it? And if you ask me, why would I want to sell it? Because you're mortal. That's why. Because there's an end to this game called life. And I'm saying the legacy you're here to leave behind must be created so that it can be left behind. And in order for that to occur, it must become separate from you. I love you. I've got a bunch of questions here, so let me respond to them. People who've stopped by: Charlie Vinch, Bob C. Hafer, Nicola Crawford, Powell, I don't know how to pronounce your name, Powell from Poland, Michael Kirch, yeah, I've been struggling, Harry, do it. I flip and love your voice. I'm delighted. Louise, when I first read your book, The E-Myth, I got real emotional because I've been through a lot of things that you've been through. I 100% recommend this book. Nicholas, thanks, Michael. Great ideas. And Oscar Hernandez, E-Myth has changed my definition of a successful business. And now I want to change your definition of a successful life. Hear me. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. But you have to become my student. I'm looking for millions of students worldwide. Why? To transform the state of small business worldwide. To invent the McDonald's of small business consulting. to make it possible for every single one of you to be as successful, at least as a McDonald's franchisee. And I'm creating the business development system to make that possible. It's here. It's now. It's at Radical You. Every single one of you can now access it for only $39.95 a freaking month. Oh my God. I love you all. I'll see you all soon. Be well. Bye-bye.